What if I told you that the smartest people, the ones who see the world most clearly, are often the ones who walk through it alone? It's not because they're antisocial, it's not because they're broken, it's because the higher your perception, the harder it becomes to find someone who truly understands you. In this video, we're diving deep into why intellectual depth often leads to isolation, and why solitude might not be a curse, but a form of silent strength. Part 1. Intelligence and social detachment. The first thing we need to understand is this. Intelligence isn't just about facts, logic, or high test scores. Real intelligence, philosophical intelligence, is the ability to see patterns others miss, to think critically, abstractly, independently. But here's the paradox. The more deeply you see, the more disconnected you feel from the surface-level world most people live in. Smart people often overanalyze simple conversations, see hidden motives behind casual behavior, struggle with small talk because they crave depth. As a result, they may withdraw, not because they hate people, but because most interactions feel shallow or performative. It's like trying to talk about the cosmos when everyone else is obsessed with the weather. Part 2. The burden of awareness. Imagine walking through a city and seeing not just buildings, but the systems of power behind them. Not just people, but their fears, insecurities, contradictions. That's what it can feel like to live with high awareness. And with awareness comes a burden. You see hypocrisy more clearly. You notice when people lie to themselves and others. You realize how much of society runs on illusion. This can lead to existential fatigue. The smarter you are, the harder it is to ignore the chaos, the corruption, the performative nature of social life. Many people bond over illusions. Smart people dismantle them, and that doesn't make for easy conversation. Part 3. Solitude as a choice, not a curse. Here's the thing. Many smart people don't want to be alone, but they choose to be alone because solitude offers clarity. In solitude, there's no pressure to conform, no need to censor your thoughts, no obligation to dilute your ideas for the comfort of others. Philosophers like Nietzsche, Schopenhauer, and even Buddha retreated into solitude, not to escape the world, but to understand it. Nietzsche once wrote, "The higher we soar, the smaller we appear to those who cannot fly." Solitude, for the intelligent, is not loneliness, it's sanctuary. Part 4. Social misalignment. Another reason smart people are often alone is because they operate on a different frequency. They may not relate to popular culture, groupthink, gossip, trends, or herd mentality. While others seek entertainment, they seek truth. While others want comfort, they crave meaning. This misalignment creates a sense of alienation. Conversations feel one-sided. Friendships feel obligatory. Relationships feel transactional. Unless they find someone equally deep, and that's rare. It's not arrogance, it's frequency mismatch. Part 5. Depth creates distance. Let's talk about emotional depth. Smart people often experience emotions with greater intensity. They reflect deeply on love, pain, mortality, purpose. They don't just feel, they analyze what they feel. This meta-awareness can create emotional distance. When most people react impulsively, they pause, dissect, and detach. To others, this may seem cold or robotic. But it's not. It's just depth. The deeper the well, the quieter it becomes. Part 6. The price of independence. Smart people are often fiercely independent thinkers. They question authority, tradition, and even their own assumptions. But society doesn't always reward this. Schools teach obedience. Corporations reward conformity. Social groups demand agreement. To survive, many smart people either mask their intelligence or isolate themselves to preserve it. They'd rather be alone than be fake. They'd rather be misunderstood than diluted. This independence is a double-edged sword. It grants clarity, but costs connection. Part 7. Overthinking and social anxiety. High intelligence often comes with high sensitivity. Smart people may rehearse conversations in their head, replay awkward moments endlessly, anticipate social dynamics before they happen. They're not socially anxious by default, but their minds never stop. This mental overactivity can make socializing exhausting. Every interaction becomes a chess game, every silence an analysis. Sometimes it's just easier to stay home, read, reflect, and recharge. Part 8. The myth of the happy genius. There's a cultural myth that intelligence leads to success and happiness. But many brilliant people, Nietzsche, Kafka, Tesla, Woolf, lived lonely, tortured lives. Why? Because intelligence alone doesn't guarantee belonging. In fact, it often ensures the opposite. When you think differently, you feel differently. And when you feel differently, you live on the edge of every group. You're with them, but never of them. Part 9. Finding solitude in the modern world. Today's world makes solitude harder and more necessary than ever. We're constantly connected, constantly distracted, constantly performing. But smart people crave disconnection, not to escape others, but to reconnect with themselves. They read, they walk, they think deeply, not loudly. They seek fewer, deeper connections, relationships built on truth, not convenience. And sometimes, until that's found, they choose to remain alone. Part 10. Loneliness versus aloneness. Let's end on a powerful distinction. Loneliness is the pain of being alone. Aloneness is the power of being alone. Smart people often live in aloneness, not as victims, but as architects. They create space to think, grow, and evolve. They don't fear silence, they inhabit it. And in that silence, they find clarity, purpose, and sometimes peace. Part 11. The danger of diluting yourself. One of the hardest decisions for a highly intelligent person is this. Do I express myself fully or do I shrink to fit in? Because here's the truth. Being deeply intelligent often means being misunderstood. Sharing your thoughts openly can lead to blank stares, defensive reactions, accusations of arrogance. So many smart people learn to hide their brilliance, to play down their insights, to laugh when things aren't funny, to smile when something feels off. Why? To belong. But belonging at the cost of authenticity is spiritual erosion. It chips away at your truth. And over time, you stop recognizing the version of yourself that everyone else seems to accept. The smartest people often choose solitude not because they dislike others, but because they refuse to dilute who they are just to be palatable. They'd rather be real and alone than fake and surrounded. It's not pride, it's preservation. Part 12. The call to embrace your solitude. So what should you do with all this? If you're someone who finds yourself on the outside, observing, thinking, questioning, if your mind goes places others don't seem to visit, then maybe this is your call, not to retreat in bitterness, but to embrace your solitude with purpose. Use your alone time to create something meaningful. Study the world on your own terms. Strengthen your inner voice. Cultivate self-respect that doesn't depend on applause. Great minds throughout history, Pythagoras, Newton, Nietzsche, Woolf, Thoreau, found their deepest insights not in crowded rooms, but in silence. Solitude isn't just a side effect of intelligence. It can be the soil in which your genius grows, but only if you stop seeing it as punishment and start seeing it as potential. So yes, the smartest people are often alone, but not always lonely. They are architects of inner worlds, explorers of ideas, observers of truth, and perhaps in the quiet corners of their minds, they find something rarer than connection. They find clarity. So if you've ever felt like you think too much, feel too deeply, see the world a little differently, And if that has left you isolated, know this: you're not broken, you're not antisocial, you're not alone in being alone. You're simply navigating a world that often rewards noise over nuance, surface over depth. And in that space of solitude, you might just find the most honest version of yourself. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more deep dives into philosophy, psychology, and the inner life of the human mind. Until next time, stay thoughtful, stay true, and if you must be alone, let it be for the right reasons.